And then, you know, it was one of the saddest things I ever saw. I mean, the crying, the screaming, you know, they just wanted that toy. And I'm sitting there saying, no, you can't have it. And then still the crying was going on. And I said, you just have to grow up a little and realize you can't get what you want. And so I picked up the Megatron and I left that kid in the aisle and I said, dang it, it's going to my collection.
Those are one. You know what? They got to learn the hard lesson at some point. So you really did him a favor.
I was hoping you'd be nice, though.
He is nice by, you know, you can't be kind to be nice. Sometimes you have to, you know, have the ironclad heart to teach the tough lessons.
That's right.
But you're just ruining them for the future because you know that's how that works.
Well, like, the worst part was that you remember what I said. I had to send Kiara to first distract him to get the toy first, you know? So,
so
he's gotten a little good at that.
I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that at all.
Oh, hey guys, what's up?
It's Hello, everybody. It's Thursday night. Welcome to Figure Action. Thank you for joining us. Or thank y'all for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. No, we're not going to do that. Somebody else does that already. Welcome to Figure Action Thursday nights. I am Matt Partsformer. I'm joined by most of the crew. We have TMan 978.
Hi, I'm here, and I'm ready to have fun on Figure Action. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Great.
We have True Star Screamer.
Hi.
He's thumbs up gesturing for those listening.
Oh yeah, forgot audio people. How you guys doing?
He doesn't care about the audio only people.
What's wrong with your audio?
Most of you all.
And now he's asking them how they're doing, even though they're listening days later and can't answer back. What a monster! We have Joe, who needs like a catchy name besides Crab.
Make one up for me.
Oh,
boiled.
You don't
what's
like
up?
That.
If you guys are wondering why you're not seeing my beautiful face, I've decided to distract myself with a little bit of Anthem. So the gameplay that you're seeing now is Anthem. This is like the early release. So this is here's your $60 game. We're gonna issue a bunch of patches on day one. It's not quite done yet. Please test us for it, and
thank you for
let
paying
us know.
$70 for it.
Yeah, exactly. I paid to be a beta tester, basically.
Isn't that nice?
Oh yeah.
We were just talking before the show started about games now pulling the crap with like day one patches and shipping games that are incomplete and generally unstable unless you're connected to the internet and download some giant patch that's bigger than the game itself.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have to, you know, if you want the rest of the game, buy the rest of the DLC. Not a good
favorite game. Just play Apex Legends, not pay a dime, and you get a perfect game.
Or
what game is that?
Apex Legends. It's a battle royale game, team battle royale game that's done by the guys who did Titanfall, and it's balanced and
and it's totally free, right?
Total free. No pay to win
at all.
Nope, you can pay to look pretty, but you don't pay to win.
So there's that. I've not downloaded or played that yet. I assume it's available Xbox One and PS4?
Correct.
Okay. So Switch users are out of the... Joe's playing Anthem.
No.
So Anthem is basically... you're in like a mech, like an Iron Man suit, pretty much. And it's like it's a looter shooter. So it's similar to Destiny. It's got some RPG a little bit, you know, but it's basically like play missions over and over and over again, hope to get better loot, level up, hope to get stronger, and then you eventually get to end game where it just is like the same stuff you already played, but like 10 times harder difficulty, and then you rinse and repeat.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a grind.
He says sarcastically.
But it's a beautiful game. The gunplay is really good. It's got a lot of neat mechanics to it. You fly around. The scenery is really awesome. I'm hoping that later on with some of the DLC in this is free. So as they
That's
come
good.
out with, hopefully it's on a decent schedule. Every couple of months you get some stuff added to it. There's no raids right now. I'm hoping they come out with some raids that would make the game probably a little bit more complete. But it's pretty neat to just kind of fly around in these. It's a pretty cool world that they've built, and it's got a good story behind it. So all the hate that you may see on YouTube about it, like being really boring and all that, it's not true. It's a pretty good game.
There you have it from Joe. Do we believe him? I'll believe him.
It looks nice. It looks like a nice game.
Yeah, it is. I don't know what the hell these things are.
I gotta tell you too, like my problem with anymore, and this is just personally, my problem with DLC that's spaced months at apart, like and getting the what do you call the DLC packages, the seasons, the season tickets and all that. Like, I don't know, with the rate that video games come out and the amount of attention span I have anymore, and the crap of ton of stuff that I have to do, it's like if I put a game down and beat it, like I have moved on to something else, and by the time DLC comes out for that, I am not circling back. That's just me.
Yeah, I get the same way. And another thing with these like live games where it's dependent on being online, like as a parent, and you know this, like you can't. Yeah, like you can't just put the controller. You can't pause it and be like, like earlier, I had to go upstairs and show the kids how to like get the cat to move off their bed because the cat was bothering them. And I had to abandon these three dudes that I was playing the game with. I was like, sorry, but you can't pause it. And I kind of remember the days where you could just buy a game. You didn't have to have internet. You just put the game in. You didn't have to download anything on day one. It just went and it was a bad game. It was a bad game, and obviously they didn't have a chance to fix it. But if most games were pretty good. You got what you paid for.
GoldenEye.
And multiplayer
GoldenEye,
was called your buddy comes over with beer or soda, and you guys stayed up till 3 a.m.
Yeah. Good times. Many good times.
Network like 4 Xboxes together, and
I still remember when we're totally tangenting off, asking how everybody else was doing. I'll never forget when I first got my Xbox and playing Halo for the first time. I'm sitting with my best friend. And I'll never forget, it was like that's how I knew it was a perfect game, when we're sitting there and we're just fighting the flood for the first time. And I look at my buddy and I go, dude, this really can't get any worse. And it's like chapter 11, it gets worse. It's like one of those moments where if you had somebody next to you and you shared that beautiful moment, and you're just like, fuck.
Joe, what would you give this currently, just as you've experienced it thus far, out of 10?
Like a 7.
There you go. 7 out of 10.
I learned about games not having day one patches when I bought Tomb Raider: Angel of Darkness. I started it up. I made her walk to this area where a dog was barking. I climbed up on top of something that was near the dog. Then the next thing I know, she just collapsed dead. And I was like, what the hell? So then I realized it had so many glitches. The dog was biting her, even though she was like 10 feet above the dog. And I didn't realize her health was dropping. I was like, oh, crap.
That's horrible.
It got majorly worse.
I've had that happen here a couple times. Like this Javelin is what they're called now. That it's very much like an Iron Man suit. But the one I was playing before, it's like lighter armor, and it relies on you hovering around, flying and hovering a lot more. And I would be hovering, and I'd be getting shot, and I don't know what it is, but like it does, like the controller's not rumbling. The screen's not giving you really much indication that you're getting hit, and all of a sudden you drop out of the sky, you're dead. And it's like, come on, if you're gonna have all these fancy numbers, like when I shoot an enemy and I see damage numbers popping up, when I get shot, I want to know I'm getting shot.
But well, kids today will never know the joy of having a perfect game on day one.
So most of y'all played GoldenEye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me paint you a little picture here for anybody that remembers that game. I can still remember this vividly. The temple level, the Aztec temple, when you're in 4-player mode, there were parts that the hallways converged, and there was a large block that was dropped down, and when you walked up to it, you had to click it, and the block would raise up and let you go one of the 4 directions or one of the 3 directions. I can still remember to this day going down that hallway, and the moment of terror you have when all of a sudden the block starts to raise and you aren't there yet, and like one of y'all, there's someone on one of these other sides, and it's like a friggin' Mexican standoff right then and there. Everybody tenses. The moments like that, games miss that nowadays. Like that's back in my day,
Or did you ever play
All I
Perfect Dark?
remember about GoldenEye is I'm pretty sure our buddy Devin Miller was like the first person in the entire world to really learn how to strafe and shoot at the same time.
Yeah.
And we'd be playing multiplayer, and this guy would just come around a corner running sideways, and it's like, wait a minute, I didn't even know you could do that.
Yeah,
and he's just like one-shotting everybody in the head.
He never thought out the box after that anymore in the rest of his life, though. So he peaked right then and there.
He used it up.
But God damn it, we salute him for that innovation.
My favorite thing was going to the facility and having proximity mines on. I would throw the proximity mine behind the field vest. And so whenever anybody tried to go for that, they get blown up.
Oh, you're that bastard. Okay, yeah, you've killed me a bunch of times.
Boom, da 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 da.
Yep. So welcome to Figure Tangent. I'm a parts former.
How are you doing?
Let's see. I'm doing great. I'm here living the dream. Let's go a little bit. T, you've got a full setup in front of you, so let's do that. What have you got in front of you, and what did you get this week? If those aren't the same questions.
Well, I think I got DC Multiverse Wonder Woman since the last time. Yeah, just watched my video on that. I got
listen to a sound effect.
I don't know whether I like her. Studio Series Sideswipe. I already had this forever, but he's there so I can see the size comparison against Harry right here. A lovely name he has, who is proud. He is, New Age Legendary Heroes. I keep forgetting these third-party names. And I also got NECA Leonardo. He's the leader in blue. He does everything it takes to get his ninjas through. Donatello. He's a fellow. He's got away with machines. Raphael's got the most attitude on the team. Michelangelo. He's one of a kind. You know just where to find him when it's party time. I just need... Master Splinter is the only figure I need because he told him to be a lean, mean, something fighting machine. Anyway. Oh, yeah. And Extra Zero found Darth Revan at Best Buy for $12. And then he gave it to me. Well, I paid him for it, but he found it for me. But that's about that, I think.
So real quick about that Wonder Woman, you're not sure if you like her or not. Let's look at it this way. You've walked up to her, you've met her in the bar or whatnot, you've chatted her up. You know, at the end of the conversation, are you going to give her your real phone number, or are you going to give her a fake phone number?
Based on what she looks like, the real phone number. Based on her capabilities, the fake number.
He'll be introducing himself as TMan 451.
It's one of those like, man, her profile pic looks awesome, but then you see her in real life, and it's like, oh man, is this the same girl?
Yeah.
Look at Joe talking about profile pics and shit like he hadn't been married forever like me. Like, come on, man.
That doesn't mean he doesn't have eyes.
I did a little bit of dating when social, networking was first coming up before I got married.
I tried online dating once. Put the profile in. This is when I was living in Gaithersburg, Maryland. Put the profile in. Set the settings to, you know what, I can drive 35 miles. Search. We found a match for you in Delaware.
Mhm.
Huh? 20 miles. Delaware.
The site was like, this is it, buddy. This is it.
Delete my account. That killed my self-esteem for quite a while.
Well,
hopefully none of our listeners are from Delaware.
Just that one girl who was a match, and she lost her soul.
Oh, that's the problem.
Figure Action loves everybody in Delaware.
Somewhere in Delaware, there's a girl who's terminally single because my wife picked me up.
That's it. She probably works in that screen door factory in Wilmington. All right.
Or Hasbro.
Dave, since we're on the subject of you, what did you get this week?
I got Leonardo, who leads. Donatello, who does machines.
We're all gonna do that, are we?
Raphael, who's cool but crude. And Michelangelo, who's a party dude. That's about it. I walked in. It was a posting on the Triangle Toy Sightings down here in North Carolina. And one of the guys at GameStop, and he's like, these showed up at the store. I walked in there. They were there. I bought them, and I posted on the group. Not anymore.
I didn't tell my story on that. I walked in just on a whim, and the lady almost attacked me because I was in there a couple times looking for them. She's like, "You're the one looking for the turtles, right? Here. We got all of them. Wrapped them up, and put them in the back." But Dave, I'll let you finish. Sorry.
Oh no. It was it worked out. I'm just saying it worked out well. There was the whole turtle apocalypse of everybody going nuts, and I saw them. And I'm almost scared to take these out because these look so good in the box. I don't often say that.
Open them. Like, I wasn't pressed about buying them again. I mean, during the review, I wasn't pressed about buying them. But once I opened it, I was like, holy moly, I forgot how good these things look. They're like Hot Toys masterpiece.
And I got a couple of the right here. I picked these up a while ago with the little NECA discs. So I know when I set them up on the shelf, I don't have to worry about shelf diving.
No, that's cool.
If you don't have a pack, these are like only $10 a pack. If you've got at least more than 4 NECAs, this is definitely worth buying. Because NECAs are notoriously horrible do not do well in shelf dives.
Right.
So this gives a very good steady base. They're pretty solid plastic.
I forgot these turtles had the hole in the foot.
And everybody probably knows by now, but if you don't, the product shot or the pictures on the boxes for both the exclusive turtle set and those boxes are made to look like the movie stills. But those are actually the figures. Hold that up, Dave, if you have any of those pictures on there. Like,
oh yeah, I mean
they make it look like the go to the logo, the movie logo on the front. Doesn't it have them all at the bottom?
Yeah, but well, do they have alternate heads because they got the whole little teeth thing showing? Donnie.
No, that's the actual movie.
Yeah, that's the actual movie. I'm looking at the sides.
Listen to me. Yeah, look at the sides.
The sides look so much. Yeah, the side packaging here. I mean, this is.
Yeah.
I think I said this before, and especially with this, I'm going to go ahead and say it. NECA is truly coming out of their shell with the Target and GameStop deals. I mean, dude, they're getting the distribution. They're making their money. And
as long as they don't come out the shell like the tour.
Well, I'm just more like, if they should be getting enough revenue to really get the quality control up, and I think NECA was cool. They're going to be going into overdrive with all this revenue, and we're going to get some really, really cool stuff. And I never thought I'd be a real big NECA collector, but yeah, this is good.
You're just hoping they have a rock steady supply chain that can bebop their way to financial success.
Nice.
I was thinking about that. I mean, it's not the best, but it's all I came up with. So
You shredded that joke.
yeah, I was working with that too, but
It was you leave that that one is just under. You just left that one underfoot.
Joe, what did you get this week?
Well, obviously, I'm not going to be able to show anybody what I got this week, but I picked up a few things. I got a shipment in from TF Source, which included the Hot Soldiers Prop Sky Pillar, which is a Legends Plus scale Optimus Prime, complete with a trailer. It's a pretty nice little dude. Haven't had a whole lot of time with it because I got distracted by some other things that I got. But it also had an Iron Factory Megatron and the Iron Factory Tarn, which I have not opened yet. I need your advice again on what to avoid on that Tarn because I don't want to break mine like you did yours. But the other thing I got, which was a little disappointed with, is the amazing Yamaguchi Deathstroke. I was really excited for this one, and it just really kind of let me down. It's one of those things where it's like it looks great, and you can get it into all the little poses that you see in the promotional images and all that. Like you can get it there. It's just the experience with it in hand is just not good. It's nothing like the Yamaguchi Batman, which was an amazing figure. This thing is probably going to be one of those that I, get into a decent pose that I'm happy with and set it on the shelf and probably not pick it up again. Just one of those. But
Nice.
yeah, I'll have to bring it around for you guys, or maybe send it to TMan to check out. But I'm kind of curious what other people's opinions on it would be.
I'm scared now.
If you got buyer's remorse,
What makes that Optimus a plus?
It's
A little Optimus.
It's well, Hot Soldiers is all their stuff is like Legends, but it's like a little bit bigger than Legends. Oh well, when you compare it to like Iron Factory Legend size, no one really like, you know what I mean. Like everybody's a little bit different. Like some a little smaller, some a little bigger.
That's right.
I think the but at least that's the right terminology, is to say it's Legends Plus, and then there seems to be Legends, True Legends.
Yeah, Magic Square, DX9, and Iron Factory all stay about the same scale. When Hot Soldiers was like, no, we're going to do something different.
Yeah,
there's another one too. There's someone else too that does Legends Plus. I can't remember. What's it? Mech
Fans.
Yeah, they're another one that do Legends Plus.
it's kind of like Toy World doing their masterpiece, just being a little different.
And New Age doing their Legends Minus now.
Legends Minus.
Yeah. So I need to know I want to watch your Prowl review because I might pick him up on a discount maybe. Because it was $30 for UT.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm feeling it for $30.
I am.
Is that Prowl new?
Amazing.
Is that Prowl New Age? It's the same people that did the Flipper?
Yep.
Yes.
They call him Flipper.
I'm definitely
This is a freaking masterpiece.
Oh, it looks beautiful. Yeah. I mean.
Yeah. And the articulation, I just realized he even has these heels that they just added that. You don't need to use them, but they're there.
There was something about that little flipper that was like, it was so simple, but it was just such a joy to like to play around with.
This is cool, to be honest. And he has double jointed elbows. Well, it's pretty much just like the masterpiece, except you can fake. Now that I have it on camera, on a tripod, you can fake an ab crunch out of his crotch, which gives him a mega crotch thrust right there.
Don't we all know someone like that?
Mm-hmm. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
So there's that, yeah.
Okay, I'm impressed.
Let me see. What did I pick up this week? End of last week, I picked up the only thing I saw from the World of Nintendo guys that just came out was a Piranha Plant. So I got the Piranha Plant. He's cool. I had the amiibo on pre-order for $15, and I thought, well, for $5 less, I can then make him chomping action. So why not do that? So I went with the one that actually articulated a little bit.
You smart.
And then I spent last weekend, part of Saturday, constructing this young man here, the model kit Starscream. That was actually a lot of fun. So I actually did this the nerd way. I sat down with my phone and I turned on my playlist. That's the G1 background music soundtrack and put it on repeat. And actually sat for 2.5 hours with that music in the background and built that Starscream. It was very therapeutic. I'll definitely be getting another kit, probably the Megatron, and building that. So
are you going to get him?
What's that?
I was saying, are you going to get him true Starstreamer?
I'm still 50-50, and the only reason is if Amazing Yamaguchi does a Seeker.
Well, but this guy was $30 with a coupon. I mean, even I'm the cheap ass, and I'm like, I can do that. And I do plan on painting him.
Do it, Dave. Do it. You know you want to.
So we'll see. So yes, anybody that's raging that I don't have any of the stickers on mine yet, it's because I'm going to paint him. So we'll see.
So you say?
Well, that might be this weekend. I might stop by tomorrow after work and get the paint. We'll see.
Are you going to brush it, or are you going to get an airbrush kit?
Probably just gonna go old school with paintbrushes and whatnot. We'll see. I don't know how much does an airbrush kit run.
I don't think they're that much.
I will check it out.
At least if you go on like Amazon or something. I'm sure if you go to like a hobby shop, it'll probably be a little bit more. But
right. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. If it's not outrageously expensive, I might. I'm not trying to deconstruct them all the way either, since I have them together. I'm hoping to break them down into the least number of components and still make this manageable. But we'll see. It'll be my first time actually painting anything like this, so it'll be a learning experience too.
Did you put any glue on it?
Only the spots were recommended. Yes.
I put more glue. I put glue on the hands because those little pieces come apart.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
I will tell you the glue story real quick is that anybody that's built the Starscream, the first step is to build his upper torso and his neck area. And there's two pieces that sandwich together where his ball joint from his neck is going to dock into. And it's really cool the way they do it because a handful of the sprues are actually the softer, pliable plastic that's meant to be the joint.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you even pointed that out during the review, T. That they're a different color, they're a little spongy, and they absorb the movement a lot better. Anyway, there's two light gray pieces that you're supposed to put the ball joint socket in and then sandwich them together with glue. So I put the ball joint socket in and I sandwiched them together with glue, and immediately, and then I used super glue. I didn't know what they were going for because it was the first step of the kit. So I had fucking no idea what I'm doing right now. I still don't. So I sandwiched them together. And as soon as I did that, I realized what they were going for. And that extra piece, the piece that was embedded inside, had the ball cavity. The problem is I put it in upside down. Yeah, the ball cavity.
Oh.
I put the piece in upside down. So and my wife can attest to this, that I jumped out of my chair, this nice relaxing thing I have going on. I jumped out of my chair and knocked the chair over, ran over to the counter and grabbed the knife out and pried that son of a bitch apart as fast as I could before the glue set. To make the story short, I did pry it apart. I did fix it, but I ended up having to snap off 2 of the pegs, sand them down, and then re-glue it together. So that was how I started the kit. The rest went fine, but once I, don't be a parts former.
Don't do that.
That's terrible.
And then to round out what I got this week, today I actually walked into Target. I haven't been in Target on my own for like 2 or 3 weeks to just toy hunt because there hasn't been anything I really wanted. So, and I'm trying to avoid spending money frivolously. So I walked into Target and spent some money pretty frivolously. I walked in, I said, you know what? If they have a Padme from the next Black Series wave that's supposed to be coming out, I'm going to grab it. So I walked in and grabbed her. They had them. They had that wave. So anybody that can see on YouTube, there's the face sculpt. SH Figure Arts ought to be ashamed of themselves because Black Series has caught up to them, if not surpassed them. So if you're looking at this face, yeah, if you're looking at this face, you're thinking, wow, that's really cool. Maybe 90%. I agree with you. From most angles, she looks really good. There's certain angles on her, though, where it's not quite right. They also had another figure there, which I had not planned on buying until I looked in the package and saw Samuel L. Jackson staring back at me with this most pristine face I have ever seen on any action figure.
That just makes the desire to get the Captain Marvel one that much less.
That's right. $20 for Black Series. SH Figure Arts is charging you 60 at least. Like, I mean, I get they're two different things, and you know.
Oh, I'm talking about the Marvel Legend. That looks so much better than the Marvel Legends.
No, yeah, I know what you mean there too. But they're $20 there, so kind of comparable. But I don't know, man. Like that face. I'm a big fan of the prequels to a point where I like Star Wars, but I don't think they're great movies. I couldn't leave that in the store. In fact, T had threatened to defriend me if I left it, so I took that into consideration.
Did it actually look at you and say, "Buy me, motherfucker, buy me"?
He didn't, but he looked like he wanted to. Like he stared at me. It was a little unsettling, but he's something else. Like you got to see him in person, and then
show him the butterfly joints.
And then here, let me take his clothes off.
Whoa.
To drive the point home, like, you know, $20 for the Padme Black Series, right? If you want the SH Figure Arts, she was a limited release, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but she is running now like $200 aftermarket.
That's crazy.
There's no way.
I'll take a 200% markdown for a better figure.
Right. So this is under the robes on the Mace Windu. And this is how far Black Series is coming. If you look, they've actually got a built-in butterfly joint with a cover down piece that is actually a floating plastic piece that'll move. But that's something else, man. I was super impressed when I looked at that.
You know, there's going to be another Vader that's going to have that butterfly joint now,
and I will buy it. Speaking of Vader, like, have you guys seen the pictures of the skeleton of the hyper real Vader?
Yeah.
The announced Black Series one, was it 8 or 9 inch tall hyper real Darth Vader?
Yeah, I think it's 8 inch.
Is it 8 inch?
It's either 8 or 10. I can't remember.
So at the display at the toy fair, they had the body, the underskeleton. Apparently, they kind of remind me of. Like, I guess Mezco is the closest example, don't you think, to those? Where they had
I think they're gonna have the squishy flesh like a TB League figure.
Okay.
Over top of the skeleton, so it's still more on line with that, but it's smaller, so it's closer to Mezco. So it's sort of like Mezco. It's like Mezco and TB League smashed into one figure.
Huh.
I mean,
I don't think they should have started with Darth Vader because he has a boring body, to be honest.
Well, right. You're not going to take advantage of any kind of like detail. That's the thing. But like, if you do, you know, real face printing tech really doesn't fucking work for Stormtroopers, Boba Fett, or Darth Vader. Because the helmet, you see. Because the helmet.
If they
Speaking of helmet,
Ray.
How come we don't have Spaceballs and figures, and specifically Lord Helmet?
Give him time.
Joe, I can't believe I've never thought of that before. Why don't we?
I don't know. It just dawned on me. Why does that not exist?
Did they ever have Spaceball action figures?
Well, in the movie, he played with his own action figure, so I hope they're out there somewhere, but I've never seen one.
I don't think they are. I
kind of remember the one that looked like a dog.
Barf?
John Candy.
He's his best friend.
Him. What are those little retro figures with 5 POA? I think I saw one of those, but I could be going crazy.
I mean, we all go a little mad sometimes, but that's interesting. I would very much like a Lord Dark Helmet action figure. With a smaller action figure of himself that he holds.
Maybe they think they'll get Steve.
And a Schwartz ring.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah, there's nothing about there. I'm just Googled it. There's some custom stuff, but that's about it.
So Hasbro or anybody that I know listens to our show on the regular, get on that, get the license because we want them. We want those figures.
Well, speaking of licenses, maybe our pals at McFarlane Toys can get that license.
Joe, did you just whiz by me on that segue?
I think I did.
So yeah,
I think Funko will have a better chance.
I'm giving him 15 figure action points for that, by the way.
All right.
All right,
my first figure action points ever.
No, you have them. Sometimes when you guys aren't watching, I award them in secret and then take them away. But I'm keeping track. Don't worry. So yeah, what was it? Someone's gonna have to talk about this because I did not actually watch the video. I just got the gist of it from the title. So
Shardamus cornered him again?
Yes. Yeah. Talk about that. You can enlighten me.
I just cornered him. I didn't actually watch the video, unfortunately.
Yeah, I watched it.
I was running out of energy, and it was between that or a TMan 978 video, and so I watched
what you chose. What was interesting about this is, he mentions the Fortnite figures, and he says, you got a lot of people that are buying these Fortnite figures that don't play Fortnite because they have really good articulation. And Todd goes, hey, yeah, we've talked a lot about this, and we've had a lot of debates, and it's like, I don't understand why you need to have, the guy be able to bend around backwards and kiss his own butt, but that's what people seem to want. And he's like, he seems like he's dead set against it, but he's at least admitting, like, this is what you guys want. It's selling. So what's my, I guess I'm wrong. And he's looking at it from, like, he's an artist. Yeah. And he doesn't want to be like putting a bunch of ball joints and stuff like that. And he wants everything to be smooth and clean lines and everything. I get it. But, it sounds like he's at least, or someone at least is kind of strong-armed him into, hey, we're making money here with these. So it sounds like this is like, he even said in the interview that the Fortnite figures were like a test, like, hey, let's just go crazy with articulation, see if it sells. And if this is what people want, then we'll just kind of use this as our kind of default, go-to articulation model. So how much truth that is, we'll see. But it sounds like he's seen the light.
Someone showed Todd McFarlane the articulated comic book art Instagram page, and you'll see why.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah. But he'll want to make the figure already in that pose, and then you set it on the background. That's what he wants.
Oh my god.
So he wants to make statues. But he did say he had like some One Piece figures. I mean, not One Piece. One Punch Man figures in the background. And he was like, you know what? Since people like that articulation, some of this stuff we're taking back and adding more articulation to it as much as they can without destroying the sculpt. And I think he was looking at how One Punch Man, his front of his shirt is smooth. He wants it to be smooth, so I guess he'll probably just add a ball joint at the waist.
Yeah, hopefully, and I don't know how many points of articulation the Fortnite figures are, but he did mention that, around 20, like he said some figures, if they have like, armor or they're real bulky, they may be like under 20 points of articulation, but like 24 points of articulation, I think is what he said, is going to be kind of like their goal.
Yeah, the Fortnite ones pretty much have everything that SH Figure Arts have. Like double jointed elbows, butterfly joints, the diaphragm joint, the joint at the waist. I don't think they have drop down hips.
Dang it, I want my figure to be able to turn around and kiss his own ass. I'm sorry. Or at least kiss his own foot. See, look. I got T'Challa kissing his own foot. So there you go. Todd, this is what I want.
Yes.
I mean, if I get what he's saying, that he's kind of like the aesthetics of a clean look because he's an artist, but why not do just statues then?
That's what I'm saying. Don't call yourself an action figure maker. Just call yourself. I mean, guess what? Diamond Select does statues, and they are proud of their statues, and they make great statues, and people buy them.
Ben Presto, they all do good work. I mean, it's
DC Collectibles. But if you just do that, it's like, dude, you're doing it half-assed. Either go one or the other.
Yeah. I don't consider like what Shartimus told him about the Fortnite characters, like even like the football player action figures. Like if they were fully articulated, I might have like a Ray Lewis action figure, and I don't watch sport. So he definitely should experiment and put that as much in as possible. And I definitely hope he does that with My Hero Academia.
And Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah. I think they said they're definitely doing that with the Mortal Kombat.
I'm worried about that. But as I said, I want to be proven wrong. I want my faith to be, I want my doubt to be shattered.
Harry Potter probably be opposable statues.
I mean, but with the Mortal Kombat stuff, at least Storm Collectibles got you covered, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. But also a $20 price point versus a $60 price point.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
another thing. Something else that he mentioned though was
25, but still better than 60.
When it came to DC, he was saying that like he has a lot of ideas that he doesn't think that they're going to go for. He has to get all this stuff approved. So he was saying like maybe we'll get like 1 in 5 of my designs will actually get okayed by DC.
Yeah, Shartimus and JC did a like video together recapping, and JC brought up he wonders if they'll let him do the figures in a Todd McFarlane style. And then Shartimus was like, you got to remember to ask that. So he asked him, and he was like, because of course he did do some of the artwork for some of the older comics. So they told him that anything that's like pretty much established, he has full reins over, but anything else, he has to bring it to them, and then they'll decide. But they told him to go crazy, but not too crazy, like Joe just said.
I think that's something too that DC and anyone really needs to understand is you're talking about putting a toy on the shelf, but the toy's not really being marketed to little kids.
Right.
So let him be. I don't know what his ideas are, but if they're, if it's a female character, and I don't know if they're going to say it's too sexy, or if it's like too violent or too dark of a looking, Batman or something like that, maybe they won't go for it. But they're not selling it to kids; they're selling it to us. We're 30, 40-year-old dudes that are buying these things, and that's what they got the kids line like. They can buy superhero girl figures if they want kid stuff.
No, TMan buys those too.
I don't feel like he's going to be limited as far as the too sexy thing, because
if I was going to have Todd McFarlane do a McFarlane style figure, I would love to see his take on Azrael. That would be awesome.
He would look like Spawn.
Yeah.
We can have adult conversations. That is the line, right?
But
somebody's getting yelled at outside.
Are you going to be our reporter on the scene?
Well, last week you had people shooting at him.
I still say, if he gets bullet holes on screen during one of our live casts, our ratings will go through the roof.
Nightwingham 1 in the chat says there's no such thing as figure action points. You, sir, get awarded 2.5 figure action points to prove you wrong, and I'm going to write that down. So take that, dude.
They exist.
They exist, and
just
and
like our B-sides, which we had a B-side the other night. what was that? Saturday, Sunday, Saturday. We had a
Saturday night.
B-side.
because
Saturday night, yeah.
I mean,
I'm going to segue again, and it was about the toy fair. So if you want to
he is
catch
on
that,
point.
I am like the segue machine tonight.
Don't you go up? Just don't go over the edge on that, man.
I won't.
I'm
I don't
trying
even
to
have
think,
I don't even have the notes in front of me, and I'm segueing.
what else happened in Toy Fair that we didn't talk about that we need to?
Well, we wanted to just do a little bit of a debrief, so to speak. You know,
Now that the hype's gone down a little.
the hype's gone down. So what did you see from Toy Fair that it still got you excited? Is there anything that kind of you realize now after thinking about it, like, that's not all that great, or maybe there's something that we didn't talk about that you noticed?
I wish they'd shown some dark stalker figures from Storm. I mean, I get why they didn't, but
they had one image. They had one image.
I only thought they showed the logo. I'll have to go back and look.
They showed Morgan, didn't they?
They showed Morgan. They showed the Pharaoh. They had the Frank. Who's the guy with the electric guitar?
I'm doing some on the spot looking up.
Yeah, I never played Dark Stalkers.
Darkstalkers 3 is one of the best games Capcom ever made and never followed up on.
They're pretty games and they're fun. I mean, that's really all you can say about them is that they're fun games. They're fluid. They're not afraid to be a little tongue in cheek and a little sexy.
The closest I got to playing that is on Super Puzzle Fighter, and you could pick some of the characters. And I had no idea who they were.
I don't think I'd go full into the line, but Morgan's going to be a must. If they make Jeddah, I will have to get Jeddah. And
okay, sorry about that. I do remember seeing this image. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, Mikey.
Who's on that image again? I said it's Morgan. Who's the one with the? I can't remember who's got the electric guitar.
Lord Raptor and
yes.
Shit, what's this dude's name? Anacharus.
Yeah, the mummy.
The mummy. Those are the three they're showing.
Oh, it's just three. I thought there was four.
And Morgan, yeah. I mean, if you do Morgan, you have to do Lilith, right? You got to have both.
Yeah.
If they do Senko, that'll be crazy.
I'm trying. Which one is that? I can't remember.
It's like the Chinese vampire.
Gotcha. Yes.
Who had the blades come out of frickin' everywhere.
As you do, Chinese vampires.
Chinese vampires are one of the weirdest things in Asian mythology. And they do some weird stuff. One
of the other things that didn't get a lot of play that I'm excited about is, and I pointed this out during the B-side, but I am still kind of amped up about it, was that, Castlevania is a thing, and now it's a series, and now we're getting Castlevania toys, so I'm happy. I at least need to get me a Trevor Belmont.
Still haven't seen the second season.
You haven't seen the second season? Well worth it. Well worth it.
I keep getting distracted. I just start watching The Umbrella Academy, which I do recommend.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to watch
I'm on episode 7. I don't even like watching TV, but that was actually fun.
What is that about? I'm not familiar with that.
I actually do recommend reading the comic because they definitely detracted, so it's a very good companion piece. But it's basically at one point in time, a bunch of women gave birth who weren't pregnant before to kids all across the world, and this guy took 7 of them in and tried to raise his own superhero team. And they've all grown up, and they were insanely dysfunctional, and the guy who put them together has died. One of the kids, when he was a little kid, could teleport, and he ended up time traveling to the future. Yeah. He ended up traveling to the future, and now it's been 18 years later. He came back to the present, but for him, it's been 54 years, and he's trying to prevent the end of the world. And they've got 8 days to do it. And you got Mary J. Blige as an assassin who wears an inflatable teddy bear mask on the head.
Yes.
Her name is Hey Cha-Cha.
Yeah, when she showed up, I was like, wait a minute, that looks like... I was like, what is she doing here?
And first episode has the best dance number to I think we're alone now.
Mm-hmm. That was weird.
It was weird. Well, it's written by Gerard Way, who was the lead singer of My Chemical Romance, if you remember back in the early 2000s. So he was always a little weird, but it's really good.
This is on Netflix?
Yes.
Yeah.
So is this like a consolation? Like, sorry, we canceled all your Marvel shows, but here's this.
No, it's more of,
It's better.
you know what, Marvel? We don't need you. We're going to show you can do other cool stuff. Was it the second episode, the kid who teleports? He does this great scene where he kills a bunch of people to with Istanbul, Constantinople playing at the background of the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Is great on this show, by the way. The soundtrack is so random. It's wonderful. I really, it hits all my buttons.
I've watched several of the Netflix Marvel series, and this one definitely had me like engaged the whole time. And I'm only on episode 7.
Yeah, it's so Umbrella Academy gets at least 2 out of 5 figure action endorsements.
Mm-hmm. And it gets
one comic book geek who read the comic and one guy who doesn't read comics.
I will add that to my watch list then.
Yeah, I'm about to check that out.
In fact, I want to jump off of here right now and finish episode 7.
But Toy Fair stuff. I will say I am still excited about Jetfire. Jetfire. The excitement has not died down. And God damn it, the Marvel Legends, this anniversary edition is absolutely amazing. And it looks like they're retiring the Build-A-Figure for some reason. It feels like.
I didn't think about that. I think they didn't want to reveal him.
Which that means that they still got more shit to reveal. God dang it, Hasbro, just take my money.
I mean, they already took it, so the Build-A-Figure just be a bonus, right? I mean, you're going to buy them anyway, so you might as well get
the way these things are going, yes. It's kind of like I said in the B-side, the theme of the Marvel Legends is every figure that we have been wanting, we are finally getting. We are getting that 90s style Colossus. We are getting a Nightcrawler. We are getting a Silver Samurai. We're getting an updated Mr. Sinister. They're pretty much saying, Toy Biz, see ya. We're covering just about everything. I think the only thing we're not getting is a proper, honest-to-goodness Dr. Doom yet. And maybe a Galactus of some kind, but honestly, after that, the only thing left, possibly, okay, yeah, and a Sentinel maybe. That's about it. That's the only stuff we need because everything else is just freaking amazing.
No, they gave us the Sentinel.
Okay, no, a real Sentinel. That thing does not count.
You want it to be taller?
I want it to be a little more articulated. I mean, I wouldn't mind them remolding that Kree Century thing to look like Nimrod, for example. That actually would be pretty cool.
You know what's nuts? That you remember the Spider-Man 2 18-inch tall Spider-Man with 67 points of articulation?
I remember it. I did not buy it.
I got it. That thing was like $20 to $25 in Target. I bet you if they made that now, it'd be like $150.
I'd probably say 75. But
that's been generous with them.
I try to think. I think there's not many disappointments. Hasbro with at least the Marvel Legends, there were a few disappointments. If Cannonball does not have legs, that will be a disappointment for me.
He does not. He confirmed that he does not.
And then using that, I understand why, and I called that they were going to use that 6-armed body for the Spider Doppelganger. But I really wish they had added an ab crunch or a torso twist to that.
Did you hear why they didn't?
No.
So I have to credit Whoosh on this, where they were discussing why that it didn't. It's because of the safety standards that they had to have the arm pegs go in a certain distance, and it's not a problem when you have all the rest of the torso to put the articulation in. But when they had so many, the pegs had to go so deep that it canceled out any articulation they could add in.
Not even a waist, though?
I'm just regurgitating crap that I learned.
Yeah. Well, maybe at least with the Doppelganger, those arms and legs are really good. I'm hoping a couple good custom people might be able to just dissect those things and put them onto a proper body.
Proper body would be nice. Yeah.
I like a good proper body.
Preferably one that bends properly. Bends over the way I want it to bend.
Waist joint, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got? What else was there that was good? A crap ton of stuff.
Mattel seems to be in a death knell.
They still got the little kid toys, right?
Yeah, but I think they're getting out of the game for us.
Hmm. Anybody else got anything that they're super excited about? Or
I think TMan got kicked, or I don't know what happened to him.
TMan, come on.
Well,
T-Man.
I've seen a lot of pre-orders go up for this Toy Fair stuff, but what I haven't seen yet is the Mezco pre-orders. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, the Batman.
That Keaton Batman.
Yes.
I'm waiting for that pre-order to go up.
Keaton Batman. And then they released that one that's their logo character, right? That came out at the convention.
Did you see the eBay prices on that thing?
Jesus, yes.
I paid $1,000, over $1,000 for that, and I don't know. I guess if you're like a completionist or something like that, or like if you're just like a really big Mezco fan, you have to have that. But I don't know how much they were selling it for, but to get that kind of scalper prices, oh my God.
I mean, it does come with a crap ton of accessories from the pictures I saw, but yeah, I can't see paying that much for a character that you really don't have any buy-in to.
I didn't even know what it was when I first saw it.
He's an ant, isn't he?
Yeah, it's like an ant dude.
But he's on pre-order now. I think they had some left over from the show, and they put.
Did we lose him again?
We did. I think we did.
Yeah, so he was saying they had it on pre-order at the show. Or there's some left over that I know people actually left there with it because I've seen a bunch of in-hand pictures. So,
I mean, Mezco is the gold of the action figure business, plain and simple. But $1,000 for a 6-inch figure?
Yeah.
You know, we didn't see a whole lot from Figuarts or Figma.
Well, those are imports. That'll stuff. If we see that anywhere, we'll see it at San Diego from Bluefin. We're not going to see that much from the U.S. For the U.S. market, but that's where Wonderfest came in. I mean, that's the Asian market, so you're not going to see too much of that here in the U.S.
Yeah.
I mean, NECA I think showed off a few more licenses, and then as I said, Hasbro was the show stealer, plain and simple. We still haven't seen anything from Spin Master for DC. McFarlane got a little bit of his showcase. If you're a Power Ranger fan, the Hasbro Megazords look absolutely awesome, and the Lightning series looks goddamn gorgeous too.
Yeah, everybody wants that Lord Zed, whether you like Power Rangers or not.
And the Hasbro Overwatch figures look great.
Oh, I forgot about those. Yes. Yes, those look good.
So yeah, Figma didn't make a show, and Figma got schooled. I mean, Figma still looks good. I saw some great pictures of that Figma Reaper doing an awesome little 2-gun pose. But I'm very eagerly looking forward to getting a Hasbro in my hand.
Like I said, when the domestic companies are coming for you, I mean, that's something you got to take into consideration. If I can get an excellent looking Overwatch figure for $20 a piece, as opposed to those Figma prices, because Figma prices can be hard to swallow, man. Especially if they get rare, they hardly ever get reissued, and then you get these special editions that are just outrageous. Like the Deku that came out had a special edition that had his an alternate face with his costume mask on, and that shit's selling for double the price. Like, come on, y'all.
Even that regular Deku's like $300-$400.
Right.
You wanna...
And then the special editions double on top of that, or almost.
And the thing, well, Hasbro, Hasbro posted their earnings, and they were not the strongest. They definitely felt the Toys R Us pinch.
But you know who didn't feel the pinch, apparently?
NECA.
Funko. Apparently, Funko is slowly taking over the world, whether you like it or not. And I knew there was going to be trouble once they announced that Pikachu, that Target exclusive Pikachu. I'm like, you motherfuckers you guys just checkmated everybody, and they don't know it yet. Just...
Well, what I'm more saying though is, but Hasbro, by doing this, if they, if the lack of Toys R Us hit their quarterly earnings or their yearly earnings this bad for 2018, if you look, they got a lot of Amazon exclusives now, and I'm really hoping that these sell so we get more of this awesome stuff. I mean, I don't pre-order too often, but I pre-ordered Scott Jetfire and I pre-ordered the Magneto 3-pack, and I'm still debating about picking up more stuff. So,
and that Ectotron, man, I know it's an old mold, which I do not own. I don't have that mold at all because I bailed out of Combiner Wars pretty early on, so I didn't get a whole lot of those.
It's the hotspot mold, isn't it?
Yeah. Heavily retooled, obviously. But, I mean, that alt mode is so spot on that, I don't know. I think it's cool.
I'm going to pass on that one just because that's one I'll leave it in alt mode. And if I'm going to leave it in alt mode, I can get, like, one of those little movie master vehicles that you see in Walmart. They got the Ecto one there, and I think they're a lot cheaper.
They're like $6 or $7.
Yeah.
But like that one you linked me from Amazon, it was like $35, and I was like, that's $5 more than I was paying for the transforming one. I don't know. I thought it was you, Joe. Somebody linked in our chat Amazon listing for a replica Ecto one when I bought.
I think that was T. I think that was T. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll miss him.
Wherever he is.
Wherever he may be. Hopefully they didn't get him.
We think of him fondly. He's recording a review.
That brings up a point too. No company seems to be shying away from the store exclusives. That seems to actually be ramping up worse than it ever has before. Do you guys see that as, and I think we've talked about this a little before, but do you guys typically have trouble with store exclusives or any particular store?
There's some stores I just don't really get to at Toys R Us, yeah.
No, that was the only one I ever had issues with. Target I could always find. Walgreens, you got to be patient, but they show up and they overkill. They end up over. I've never missed a Walgreens exclusive.
So no one mentioned Walmart. I assume you guys have as much trouble as I do trying to get Walmart exclusives.
Oh, okay, yeah. I never did.
I have trouble getting anything from Walmart. My Walmarts around here are finally catching up to 2 years ago.
G2. G2.
They're so behind the ball. Like I've started to see some Siege stuff pop up, and it's like, okay, there's a Megatron. I still have not found Shockwave. I have not seen Ultra Magnus. I've hardly seen any of the Battle Masters. I've seen some of the Micromasters.
You haven't seen the Battle Masters?
I haven't seen any, dude. Like nothing in the Walmart. Like if I want to find that stuff, I have to go your way and go to Target, or I have to go to like Christiana Mall. Like I have to drive out of my way to find that stuff. Like I can't go to my local Walmarts and find anything good.
I will say that the Shockwave, I've only ever seen one, and I bought it. Ultra Magnus I've seen a handful of times, but Shockwave I've never seen him before. The one that I bought, besides the one that I bought.
I never did see the Luke Cage Claire Temple 2-pack for Walmart exclusive. That never appeared down here.
I saw it in GameStop. So you might want to check GameStop.
GameStop gets like one in my area.
Yeah.
That's it. The Turtles, I have the only non-pre-ordered set of Turtles in all of Raleigh, North Carolina right here.
All in the time.
Somebody told me they saw 2 sets sitting in there.
In Raleigh?
I only heard one story of that. Not in Raleigh, but wherever they lived at. I didn't know they were going to get any that's not pre-order.
And either way, they've assured people they're going to get more stock in. It's just, got to wait it out.
But then for Marvel Legends, they also charge like 5% more because The AIM 2-pack was $45. The Riders were $50. And that really actually really irritates me with GameStop, especially with an exclusive. You know, that Spider-Man was $23, $25. So yeah, okay. I have an issue with GameStop exclusives.
Yeah, I think these would have been $20. The turtles would have been $20 if they were anywhere else, which is amazing.
But I actually don't feel bad about these turtles. I'm feeling the $22 here because they charge $25 and $27 for NECA Predators. So this is one of the few ones I don't feel so bad about. And yes, I took them out of the box, and yes, I'm very impressed.
I said way back then they could have charged $30 for those, and people would be buying them.
They would have. They'd be worth it.
Well, now you can buy them for like 30. You can buy them for $50 on eBay.
I mean, we're all pretty plugged into the scene as far as news and stuff coming out. Can you imagine? Dave was sitting there holding the turtle, and I'm thinking, can you imagine walking into GameStop and seeing that on the shelf, having no idea that it existed, and being a Turtles fan, someone that would care about it, you know? I don't even know. I would probably stutter worse than I normally do staring at that thing, staring at a life-like representation. I mean,
if I wasn't already a collector and I had walked into a GameStop and saw that from, watching that movie like 1,000 times, that would get me into collecting, because I would have been like, holy shit, what is this? This is like ripped right out of the movie. This is a toy. That would spark, a new habit, and it probably has for a lot.
We were just talking about exclusives. Target's getting the animated turtles.
Yeah.
And oh my god, those look so good.
Rocksteady and Bebop.
And they're all 2-packs. So you get Leonardo, you get Shredder, you get Donatello, you get a Foot Trooper, you get Michelangelo, you get a Foot Trooper, and I think you get Raphael and you get Krang. I mean, then you get Bebop and Rocksteady. It's like you collect it all, you do collect it all. NECA's printing revenue.
Do you really think Bebop and Rocksteady will be packaged together?
No. I was watching an interview right before this. I was watching an interview with NECA from the show floor, and they just said they will be released, but they didn't say they're going to be released together. But they were also saying what you were just saying about they're happy that they're in Target now because more people see them that aren't collectors, and that's more money they can be making. Because they were asked, did they get hurt by not being in Toys R Us anymore? And they were like,
this Target deal was the best thing that has ever happened to NECA.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
They're explaining how they can sell them now because of Playmates and them having that long-standing license deal with the Turtles. They could only sell them as a set during the conventions and whatnot. But now, because NECA has their own section in Target, they're not in the same aisle competing with the other Turtles. And they're still selling them as a 2-pack, and the price point is different, so they're still not competing. And I think because of the rise of the Ninja Turtles, Playmates is focusing heavy on that and not going old school. So they're being a little bit more lenient on the classic designs, like the movie stuff and
everybody wins.
Yeah.
Everybody wins. The collectors, the kids, the stores.
And with GameStop, they could sell them all separate because GameStop doesn't have any Playmates toys at all. So that's the story behind that at GameStop.
So Toys R Us going out of business was the best thing that ever happened to NECA.
And they've made their 100th Predator figure.
Jeez.
So they're celebrating that. What else? I can't think of nothing else.
They're going to make a Predator, drop him off the top shelf, and show he stays together.
Who would have thought NECA being on their game like that?
Honestly, If you told me that you told me that 2 years ago, I would have laughed. Just 2 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't think people would be buying them like that. Like, they don't even stay on the shelf at Target.
But they get restocked at Target, which is the beautiful thing.
Yeah.
They're just I've never praised a company like this. I see nothing shelf warms, stock rotates. I see new stuff. I see some of the older stuff. And you still haven't bought that Terminator that I tell you need to buy?
I need to buy that.
Which Terminator was it?
The ultimate one from Terminator 2.
The Arnold-looking one?
Yeah.
I saw the endoskeletons today.
Endoskeletons pass on those things. I hate those things.
I literally picked up that one you were just talking about, the Arnold from Terminator 2 the other day, and I put him back on the shelf.
I
didn't like his face. It looked like this to me, like super cartoony. It had no shading at all.
I'm looking at mine on the shelf. Mine looks great.
You know what I've picked up a few times is the Gremlins. Not the Gremlins, the
Mogwais?
Yeah, the Mogwais.
Gizmos?
The Gizmo.
I gave, when my niece got her first apartment, I sent her one. Just because I'm
Don't that make you feel old when your niece has apartment?
My niece is
Oh, wait, no, you're older. Your siblings are older than you. I forgot.
They are. But, I know she'll never watch this show, but if my niece ever does, Olivia is absolutely awesome. She is incredible, and I'm very proud of her.
No.
So that's why I had to get her the weirdest gift I could think of.
She gets 4.5 figure action points for being all those nice things.
She's a freaking teacher in Chicago.
5.5.
I can't remember why, but I gave my grandmother Gizmo a Gizmo Furby. I don't think we ever figured out how to work that daggone thing.
They made a Gizmo Furby?
Yeah, this was in the 90s when I bought that. The head open.
Huh.
But
like the late 90s.
Anything else from Toy Fair that really triggered my interest still? I think that's the main stuff.
It's the stuff that lingers in your mind, right? That's all the stuff that jumped to our brains. I'm sure there's more. And I'm sure we're not mentioning somebody's favorite thing. To that we apologize.
When Hangouts kept booting me out, I'm not sure if you guys brought up the Power Rangers and Overwatch.
Yeah.
Figure.
Yeah, we talked about them.
Nah.
I mean, feel free to add.
What I liked about them is their packaging. It seems like they're like blatantly copying off of SH Figure Arts with the white packaging.
Very true.
And all the accessories and effects and whatnot. So the fact that they can make that $20 and the faces and all that looks good, that is amazing. Joe is really into that game.
Yeah, he is. I'm gonna
making love to it.
I'm gonna pull up the my screen share here.
Right.
Let me make sure everything is cool here. Gonna go hit. I'm gonna go to our favorite place to rip off news.
Share. We share the news. Yeah, what's up with that Chitara?
We're gonna get down to it, but we do have the Spyro from NECA.
Mm-hmm.
Final packaging. Yoda figure art that's coming out.
Meh.
Let's pay $58 for a 3-inch figure.
And his seat on the Jedi Council.
The reaction stuff, I have to say, is kind of neat. It's not my thing, but that would be an awesome thing to keep mint on card.
Yeah, it's not my thing either.
And this is from Sideshow Collectibles. Chitara from Sideshow Collectibles.
Chitara.
This goes back to McFarlane. If you want to do statues, just do statues.
Right.
I'd buy that for $1.
Go.
goofy looking
King
Godzilla.
Kong versus Godzilla, 1962, available.
Joe, you don't get into the NECA Godzilla stuff, right?
I haven't, just because I'm so deep into the monster arts, but I've actually thought about it.
I mean, you got to pick up one, at least see if it's your thing.
You should pick up at least one. There's actually the Shin Godzilla, I think, would be a good one to have, just because it actually has effects that you use for your other Shin Godzilla.
Okay.
You might be able to move it without it falling apart.
That's true.
That's
That
really cool.
NECA doing more tributes to Kenner, which they actually did some really cool stuff with that. They've been doing a lot. Artifacts, Captain America statue. A lot of statues, not too much on the actual toys. There's that Gomez. This is the figure that's going for $1,000, ladies and gentlemen. An assassin ant.
No, just pre-order him. I hope he's not on the waiting list yet already.
More statues.
Oh, yeah, Dragon Quest.
Well, it's always weird as hell when I look at Dragon Quest and I see the Dragon Ball art style, but it's not Dragon Ball.
Wrestling stuff. Here's your Mattel stuff, which showed up at the very end. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, this has definitely been a slow news day, or a slow news week.
See, it's funny you say that, T, because you said that looking at the Toriyama's designs and thinking of it as Dragon Ball. Like, I grew up with Chrono Trigger, so when I look at Dragon Ball, I'm like, hey, look, there's that Chrono Trigger design aesthetic. I'm probably the only one that's like that, but I stand by it.
Dragon Quest is supposed to be so popular, it's not allowed to be released in the middle during during a work day in Japan, because they're afraid that there'll be no productivity.
All right.
And that's rumored to be the next character released on Smash Brothers, right? One of the characters from Dragon Quest.
Yeah, they think it is.
Yeah, they've had data mining or some such thing that has led somebody to believe.
Oh, speaking of Nintendo, I still can't believe that you Switch guys are getting Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. That's just not fair.
Mm-hmm. And it looks good. I'm probably not going to buy it.
Oh, if you haven't played an Ultimate Alliance game, you should. That's a great beat 'em up game.
I won't get it right off the bat, but I might.
And then, of course, as you guys showed, the CEO of Nintendo is stepping down. The CEO or president.
What are and tell us all what the name is of the gentleman taking his place.
His last name is was it David Benjamin or David Bowser?
Bowser.
His name is Bowser,
and he called it out. And I said, I am not a Nintendo fan. You guys know that. You make fun of me about this. Mm-hmm. But that was sincerely one of the most heartfelt, pass the torch statements I've ever seen. I really enjoyed it. I could feel the love. Actually, all of Nintendo's management has been really good. You have to give full credit for that. You could tell that he had the love of working for Nintendo, and he just went. Okay, TMan, you were totally distracting me with that.
Yeah, I almost cried.
Yeah,
I know. It's happy that he's not sick or just going to another job or being fired or something like that. But it was still sad because I've been used to him for all these years. And
he's been a great rep. I mean, he's been a great face. He's, as I said, he's a gamer, and you can kind of tell he is.
High energy, kind of fun, yeah.
This one YouTuber, he said he got to meet him, and then the next year he met him. Like, he just uses his real name. He said he met him again, and he remembered his name. I was like, wow.
That's pretty awesome.
And he's being replaced by a gentleman with the last name of Bowser.
He called that out. He goes, does it get more Nintendo hardcore than that?
If he doesn't show up to work the first day as president wearing a spiked shell backpack, I call utter bullshit. I mean,
and was it the exact words? Said he who else better to take the castle of Nintendo, to head the castle of Nintendo?
I mean, like, my boss had made a comment about it, like, well, it could have easily been a guy named Mario too, and I thought, well, that's more likely. I mean, there's like, this dude's name is Bowser, for Christ's sake. Like,
but he apparently has been with the company for a while. At first, I thought it was be like a prank or a joke, but then it's like they showed the guy's his own press photos, And the guy's got
when
Bowser
Zero.
gear, actual Nintendo Bowser gear, so he embraces it.
As well, I mean, you have no choice. You might as well lean into it.
Exactly. You got two lots in life. Fight it or run with it.
Right.
When Zero brought it up, I thought it was a joke.
So did I.
Like,
so the
if
only
you if you haven't watched it, guys, look it up. It is one of the best and greatest moments and saddest and best moments in gaming at the same time.
I'm just happy he's still healthy.
Hell yeah.
His body is ready to go on vacation.
The way he said it too, my body is ready. I'm like, dude, did someone like make a bet that you would say that or not?
Any other Toy Fair or any other related stuff you guys can think of?
That's all I got.
The only thing that I can think of that comes to mind is the at this point, it's Thursday, prior to Captain Marvel being released in theaters. We are hearing, I guess the date for the embargo for the reviews is not up yet. Maybe tomorrow. I haven't looked it up yet. But the Twitter reactions are out, and normally I don't go by Twitter reactions because everybody loves like every friggin' DC movie that in the Twitter reactions, which we obviously know isn't quite the case with a lot of the DC movies. Well, not bad, not quite the height they were originally given on the Twitters. But if you guys haven't seen, the reaction to Captain Marvel from those that have seen it has been overwhelmingly positive. I mean, like through the roof positive from the ones that I've read. Good sign so far. I know that
might be just a beginning of the year Marvel lucky streak, like Black Panther.
We can hope so. I mean, your Endgame is Avengers Endgame might. I don't know anything about it, but if Captain Marvel is going to feature prominently, you're going to be make or break. It would suck to me for them to build up 10 years of movies to this one thing and then have them stumble on a bad Captain Marvel movie and then need her for Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like, right before you finish up Star Wars, having a bomb of a movie right before. Crap.
Dave,
I'm kind of happy that we don't know too much about her personality going in because we don't know what's going to happen.
And that's one of the things that I noticed is that a lot of the bad chatter from the trailers is that she seemed kind of one note.
Dead.
Yeah.
But there might be a reason for that.
There might be, and not only that, but no one mentions that whatsoever in any of the reviews. Like no one's saying, "Well, she doesn't have a whole lot of emotion." That doesn't come up. So I'm hoping the lack of any mention of that means that it's not an issue.
My concern with the whole Captain Marvel thing is how much they're pushing the whole female hero thing, and how like the actress is like just slamming anybody that has anything other than like praising the movie is, oh well, you're a sexist, because it's not. Yeah, and then my concern is like that they're gonna, no matter how well Captain Marvel does, which Captain Marvel is a very powerful character from what I understand, but I think they're just gonna have her come in and be like people are saying like, oh, she's gonna come in and she'll come in and one shot Thanos because it's Captain Marvel and she's gonna save the day.
I mean, it would be like,
as long as it's not like forced because like this is the female here, and you know what? It's not the first female lead hero movie. I mean, you can go all the way back to the not so good Elektra movie and others, but it's not the first, and people are acting like it's the first. It's not.
It's the first MCU.
It's the first MCU. Yes.
Well, it could be worse. It's not like we got the two main good guys fighting, and then all out of nowhere, this woman comes in and just like blocks the main bad guy. And oh crap, that happened already, didn't it?
It did.
Oh yeah.
Well, they wouldn't do that again.
But she has a bitchin' theme song, yes.
Yes, that was awesome. That was my favorite part of the movie.
Well, yeah, they started having fun. Like it took a while, but that I don't know.
But I digress. No, and my movie Alita apparently is getting good reviews too. So, but
I need to go see that. I'm gonna try to go see that this weekend.
Is it though? I heard it's good, but I don't know anything about it, so I can't.
You didn't go see a movie with a lady with big giant anime eyes yet?
They fixed that in post production. They took the eyes back down to a normal size, ish.
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah, a little bit smaller.
Well, I hope she looks more natural then.
But I said I do want to take my daughter to see Captain Marvel. I think she will enjoy. Just because I know that cat's a freaking alien.
Just like Orion. Was Orion an alien in Men in Black?
You mean the pug?
The cat.
No, the cat wasn't.
The universe was on Orion's belt.
No, Orion was a regular cat. It was the pug that was an alien.
Yeah, the cat was just carrying around the charm that was the galaxy or the universe, whatever. I've never seen the third one of those. The
third one's amazing, actually. If you're a fan of Josh Brolin,
Men in Black 3 is amazing.
It's a hell of a lot better than Men in Black 2. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And seeing Josh Brolin play a young Tommy Lee Jones in itself is worth the price of admission.
Yeah, Men in Black 2 wasn't all that super. And
there was one part where you get to see why it brings back the fun Will Smith, the guilty pleasure of why we enjoyed watching it. It's just a great part when he gets pulled over by the cops when in the past that the Will Smith delivery and all that is perfect for it. So yes, you will. I want you to message us when you finally watch Men in Black 3. It is not you won't regret the time you put into it.
If I can't message you before that, you will never hear from me again. I mean, I do plan on watching it, but I'll put it at the end of a very long list. I'll put it this way, though. I do want to watch. You all have sold me on Umbrella Academy, so I do want to watch that. But Men in Black 3 is not on is on the long list, not the short list.
I watched it once in theaters, and I've never watched it again. I forgot.
You don't regret watching it. Let's put it that way. You don't regret watching it. You can think back and
it was all right.
You snickered already when I mentioned that one scene. I mean, it's like that's the kind. It's not a waste of time.
I snickered at the idea of it because I completely forgot. I can barely remember anything that happened. Just that it was some type of happy ending for both. There was some closure to both characters.
Yes. Yeah, the time with the effective time travel and well, hell, I'll just say it. Will Smith gets pulled over and he's like, all because I'm a black guy in a nice looking car, you think I stole it. Which I did steal this car. The way he says it. It's just
classic Will Smith.
It is classic, but Josh Brolin, his performance of emulating Tommy Lee Jones is worth catching.
I forgot that was him.
I get it. Good. Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I got to say that I'm totally unrelated because T's messing with that New Age Harry. I got to say that blue on the windshield and the windows is absolutely beautiful.
This is a masterpiece. That's all you need to know.
As is this.
Yes, they are a masterpiece.
Hence the title of this episode. That's why I named this episode the way I did.
What is the episode name?
A thing.
Be Still My Collector's Heart, because it's a good time. It's a good time to be into something, and that something that you want to be into is probably a thing that's happened or happening.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever you guys collect, enjoy it. We're not going to talk down on you for it. Community,
just behind your back.
Toy communities, remember, we are no, seriously. We got it. we're a niche community, and there's a lot of toxicity that drives me nuts. There's a lot of negativity of, you collect this, why don't you collect that? Oh, you suck because you collect this. You know, you're a Hasbro only collector, you're a third party only collector, awesome. You're a hybrid collector, great. You're a pop collector, fine. You know, if you're a Dorbs collector, not so sure, but you're a pop collector, fine. You get what I'm going at here.
And if you're a Hot Wheels collector, put that shit back on the shelf after you've sorted through everything. Come on, man.
Yeah.
God damn it, somebody's got to do that, and it might as well be you because you made the mess.
So don't talk down on your fellow collectors. Let them buy what they want. If you happen to have what they have and you can hook them up, don't be a scalper. Get your cost plus shipping and call it a day. Help each other out.
I mean, I, for one, have a shelf dedicated to old white men. I mean, it's a little bit of everything, right? I mean, my Grand Moff Tarkins and all that. I do need a Dr. Wily for that shelf.
Pop collectors and Hot Wheels collectors have to go through the same thing with all the miscellaneous characters just thrown on the shelf, and you have to dig through everyone to find the cheese.
Right. So that was just something, you mentioned feeling the love. I think we just need a reminder of that. Unless you're in that other team that I'm playing Apex Legends, suck. No.
Where's the love?
If you feel the love, say it. If you feel the hate, just keep your mouth shut.
Honestly, yeah.
If you feel the hate, leave the hate.
Does anyone know what's going on with the McFarlane Star Trek figures? Anybody want to chime in on that? Because I have no clue.
I think they did 2, and they were really awful. And I haven't seen any plans to do any other ones. But who knows? Maybe they'll revisit them with this new articulation model that they have in mind. I'm pretty sure that Captain Picard has like 5 points of articulation. It's pretty bad.
But does he need to be like...
Now, I don't need my Picard to be able to bend over and kiss his own butt, but I mean...
That's what it is. That's what this is about. You can't Ginyu Picard, and you're pissed about it.
Now, here's the thing. I would be upset if they did a Will Riker and he couldn't do the Riker maneuver. If no one knows what the Riker maneuver is, then I feel sorry for you.
I don't have a chair here.
But the Riker maneuver is, if you've ever watched Star Trek Next Generation, you'll notice that every time Will Riker gets in or out of a chair, he awkwardly lifts his leg up and over the back of the chair. And if you're going to do an action figure, you got to be able to at least pull that off. That's actually what I think that might replace all my other wish lists. Like, screw All Might and Lord Helmet. I want a articulated Will Riker and a small 1/12 scale chair that he can just do the Riker maneuver over.
I think Picard needs to have 3 hands. He needs to have a hand that holds his tea. He needs to have a make it so hand. And he needs an open hand to slap Wesley Crusher across the face.
What about the crystal? He's got to hold the crystal, doesn't he?
He doesn't have a crystal.
You need 2 open hands so he can face palm.
Yes, face palm hands.
Yes.
Yeah.
Face palm / slap Wesley.
Did he ever really slap Wesley? Did that really happen?
Did you see the Twitter when Will Wheaton was like talking about the new Picard show, and everybody was like, "Shut up, Wesley." He's like, and he got all pissed off about it. He was like, "Hey, you guys, I'm just trying to congratulate my coworker." Blah 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 blah. Like, oh, shut up, Wesley.
I don't know if he actually did slap though, but that was one of the best parts of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Was the old Star Trek cartoons.
That's why I was asking, did that really happen?
No, but it was great.
That's why Mila Kunis can't do any live streams either. Shut up, Meg.
According to Night Wingham, his mother slapped him. So
Well, there's always that.
Gates
That's
McFadden.
all we need.
Gates McFadden could slap me a couple times, and I probably wouldn't complain. Just saying.
Is Next Generation on any streaming services?
Pretty sure it's still on Netflix, isn't it?
I feel like it is on a streaming service. Here, I can actually look that
It's
up.
almost always on BBC America.
I need to watch that again.
Oh, you know what?
I
I'll plug one
fell
of my
off during
favorite
the
apps.
last.
Go ahead. I was gonna say I'll plug one of my favorite apps real quick. It's called Just Watch, and you can simultaneously search every streaming service to find a show.
Oh, that's cool.
Google used to do that.
Like, there we go. So if you want to stream The Next Generation, you can choose from Netflix for 7 seasons, Amazon Prime for 7 seasons, Hulu, and CBS streaming all 7 seasons through all of them. So there you go. There you
Sweet.
are with that.
Make it so.
I have no excuse.
Except that it's like a crap ton of episodes.
Yeah.
Really, just skip the first season.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, is it the first season where Data and that lady hook up?
Yeah.
Okay, Tasha Yar was one of the worst characters. I'm sorry.
My favorite Next Generation episodes are the ones that are like other people would probably consider really boring. Like Inner Light is probably the best episode of Next Generation, and there's like literally no action in that episode at all. It's just an extremely well done story.
My dad loved that one.
I have to watch it again because I haven't watched it since like 1994 or something like that. I can't remember anything.
I think
I only remember certain episodes. Like I remember one where they rescued these kids off a planet, but everybody started getting sick because their immune system was so strong that it went out of their body and all the germs was floating around their immune system. So everybody else was getting sick while they were still healthy.
I can speak intelligently, not at all about Star Trek, except some of the movies. So I'll let y'all take care of this.
And the only first season one I might like is Data Lore.
And if you're a fan of like science fiction shows like that, where you always have like a problem, and then at the end of the episode, you know, like the doctor would come over and they all of a sudden have like figured out some kind of weird gene sequencing thing that they can just wave their little machine over the patient and they're cured. There's a really good book that explains that. It's called Red Shirts by John Scalzi. And it literally is like a story about like a Star Trek-ish TV show where the characters are basically like self-aware that they go on these ridiculous missions and the dude in the red shirt like always dies on the away mission. And they literally have a like trope in where it's like a box and it's like no matter what the problem is, if the captain comes to you and he's acting all dramatic and he gives you a ridiculous task that you have like an hour to complete, you just push the button on the box. And like 1 minute before your timer's up, it'll spit out the answer. And you just go to the bridge and you show him your tablet and he'll look at the tablet and he'll say, "Great job, just in the nick of time." And it's a really, really good book that kind of dives into that whole like kind of ridiculousness of a lot of like science fiction TV shows. Mm-hmm. And Will Wheaton, we'll go back to him. He does the narration of it if you listen to that on Audible.
Will Wheaton.
Or just watch Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest, yes.
Never seen it.
Oh, Matt.
I almost relish in that anymore.
When I first saw Galaxy Quest, the first thing that actually really got that caught my heart is that all the scenes at the science fiction conventions is they get the sci-fi conventions right.
Yeah.
I mean, they get them dead on right. All the archetypes of people you see there. And Alan Rickman's absolutely awesome in it because he's Alan frickin' Rickman.
That is a great movie. Sigourney Weaver.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Yeah. I did see that. I can't remember nothing.
Oh, y'all jumping on me, but T's just as good at not seeing it if he deleted it from his memory.
T-Man can watch something, and about 2 months later, he might as well have not.
Yeah. I'm at max capacity because of so much stuff I've been taking in.
Grimlock mentions Blake 7. Oh, God. That show pissed me off because they purposely ended that on a cliffhanger. And that was one of the first shows the season ending was on a cliffhanger back in the day. Like, that's an old British sci-fi. And it...
They purposely did it?
Yep.
So they can come back.
The show is older than you are, T. It's not coming back.
No, it's funny how Beast Wars, they kept ending that on a cliffhanger, not knowing whether they were going to get renewed.
I just miss Firefly.
Oh, that's so sad.
It got your closure.
Bullshit.
I mean, sure, the ending was a little dirty. It probably would have been a little bit better if it had a wash.
Yeah, so sad.
Yeah, I'm going to click stop broadcast.
Hey, Kevin Womack just sent me pictures of the new Storm Collectibles Vega. It looks awesome. I'm going to send it to the chat.
Oh, no.
I don't know how to share.
Oh, no.
It looks amazing. That might be the first one I buy since SH Figure Arts is dragging their feet.
That's actually, okay, and that's a big thing. If after Blanca, I do not get another Figure Arts Street Fighter figure, I'm going to sell all my Figure Arts, both my Sakuras, and honestly, just convert straight to Storm. All their Street Fighter 2s. I'll pass on some of the Street Fighter 5 stuff, but they will just get a bulk of my money.
I'm bringing up the pictures now.
Yeah, random T-Man trivia. I think Vega's music, his theme music, is like my favorite music from that game, the Super Nintendo version of Super Street Fighter.
Everyone knows Guile's theme goes with everything.
All right, let me bring this.
YouTube that, kids. Just Guile's theme goes with everything.
Keep talking while I struggle how to do the screen share.
But that Storm Collectibles Guile looks great, and we didn't talk too much about the Mortal Kombats. Of course, still have my attention, especially that we're getting non-ninja stuff.
All right.
I still need Mike Tyson, the young Mike Tyson.
And Storm Collectibles is still a relatively young company. They just came out of nowhere with all these licenses, producing solid figures with solid budgets. I mean, their backers must have just dumped here's enough revenue for 3 years worth of production.
And they threw ninjas in GameStops.
Can you guys see that?
No.
Cool.
No.
All right, it's all working according to plan.
Which means I have to keep on creatively stalling?
You know what was driving me crazy? When the Storm ninjas were showing up in GameStop, I would always see them on the internet, but I've never seen them in GameStop like that. All the ones I went to.
The only one that came into the only Storm one that came out was Ermac.
I think some people are finding Sub-Zero and Scorpion in there too.
Well, Baraka is coming out to GameStop. I just was really ticked off that they did not put Rain and Smoke as GameStop figures because I would have bought them. And now Rain and Smoke cost a leg and a hip. Oh, and they're actually calling him Balrog. That's nice. They don't call him Vega.
There we go. Do you guys see that?
Oh.
So they're using their Japanese names.
Yes. Oh my
God. In the American version, they might not do that. Didn't they do M. Bison?
Is this who did he say made this? Did he say this was Storm?
I thought it was Storm.
Look right there.
Oh, Figure Arts.
Oh.
Son of a.
This is
I'm wrong then. Never mind. I know I'm gonna love it. I'm buying it.
Pre-ordered.
Yeah, me too.
Pre-ordered.
Did y'all watch that Street Fighter movie from the 90s?
The animated one or the
Yeah, animated.
yeah,
Oh,
a while ago.
That's one of the best.
That was one of my first animes I bought. That music they played when Chun-Li and Vega were fighting, I used to watch that over and over again.
You just liked her in the shower.
I never knew that there was an unedited version of that until like last year.
Sure.
Because on the VHS I had, they did not show her breasts.
But
so when I saw that, that blew my mind. So is Balrog going to be called M. Bison when they release him?
If we don't know what Figure Arts is, I mean, Figure Arts, yes. We don't know what Storm is going to do.
They might not release him then, since they think the original reason why they changed his name into M. Bison is because they didn't want Mike Tyson to see them.
He might then become. He might be a web exclusive. For that reason.
You know, I said that wrong. The reason why they changed.
I know. Yeah.
Vega. Ugh. I can't believe they swapped all three of their names.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah, M. Bison in Japan is Vega. And Vega is Balrog. And Balrog is M. Bison.
That's madness.
Well, Balrog is named after the demon in Lord of the Rings, which is why he was a demon in the game.
Oh. Son of a bitch. I never made that connection.
And if you've ever played a great little gem of a Dreamcast game called Cannon Spike, you actually had to fight a bunch of double-clawed Balrogs in that. But that just gave me a little bit renewed hope with my Figure Arts. But I've got a feeling that M. Bison will be a web exclusive, and I could really live with him without my... I don't need him in my collection.
Excuse me.
Well, there was that.
But Figure Arts does need to release then a proper Vega / real M. Bison sometime soon.
They need to release a bunch of characters.
There's some breaking news for y'all. He looks good.
He looks gorgeous.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
So, anybody else got anything else to go over to talk about, or are we in wrap it up mode?
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Wrap it in. Let me begin.
I think you've sold probably a couple of those prowls within this broadcast, so well done there.
Yeah.
And there's a couple folks commenting that it looks amazing, and I almost had my finger on the purchase button. So
I don't know why you haven't bought it already.
It's the size. It doesn't. I've seen pictures of them next to Sideswipe and a couple of the other guys that I have, and it doesn't look like it'll fit. That makes me sad. Plus, Magic Square's got their Magic Square's got their Dotson brothers coming out soon. I want to see what they look like.
They probably have their
this.
bodies on their chest.
This is freaking awesome.
I want to see what their articulation's like. Thank you, Dave.
Of course.
Thank you very much. So, guys, we're going to wrap it there. Let's real quick go through the who are you and where are you. Dave?
Of course, you can find me here every Thursday night with the Wild and Crazy Figure Action crew on Instagram at True Star Screamer. You can catch me on PlayStation Network at True Star Screamer, where I'm actually playing more multiplayer with Apex Legends when I'm not playing The Witcher. And I do need to get back more into Twitter, I know, because both my followers apparently said they miss me. And as I said, and every Thursday with you fine gentlemen.
Very good, sir. Mr. Joe.
My name is Joe Crab, and you can find me here on Figure Action Thursdays, 9 o'clock.
In which time?
What?
You sound like you're doing a Wisconsin accent.
And where else? Instagram, Figure Action Podcast Instagram page. And Xbox, my Xbox tag is Crab2131. If you decide to try out Anthem and you want to see me online and you want to join, if you can do that. I don't know if that's a thing you can do. I haven't tried doing that, but hit me up and we can kill some aliens.
Sweet.
Very good. TMan 978. Give us the lowdown. Rundown.
All you need to know is that I'm TMan 978, and I don't give a crap what scale this Prowl is. He's gonna go everywhere with me. He's replaced Flipper. Bye, Flipper. You've had a nice run, and that's it. Where can we find you?
Well, my name is Matt Partsformer. I picked the name because it's the one that I wanted. I am on Xbox Live and Twitter and Instagram under the same name, and you can find me here every Thursday night, like they said multiple times. But if you're watching this, you probably already realized that because it's in the description of every episode. So Thursdays at 9 Eastern. But that's it. We're going to wrap. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Please like us, share us, all that other stuff. You guys have YouTube before. You know what to do. You know what helps out the channel. And I will also say that we are getting close to 300 followers. So if you guys want to spread the word, if you like us, tell people about us. If you don't like us, tell people why you don't like us and to check us out and judge for themselves. Maybe you find us oddly compelling, even if you aren't buying what we're selling. I'm okay with that, But here we are, Thursday nights, 9, Figure Action Crew. Everybody, have a good evening. Thank you for joining us. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.